In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to look at MAC address tables within CISCO Packet Tracer for PC, switches, and routers. So for this tutorial, I'm using a very simple little network that I built in a prior tutorial. Everything is already set up and this network has already had some communications within it. So we can actually already go straight into looking at the different MAC addresses that we want to have a look at. But if you had a network that you hadn't done anything in yet, you just need to do some different little pings and command prompts within the little pings within command prompt to be able to get some tables filled out. So we're going to start off by looking at a MAC address within a PC. So I'm going to open up PC. I'll open up PC1. I want to go to command prompt, and in here what I want to do is ipconfig / and then all. So now this gives me all the different information of this device, including the physical address, which is what a MAC address is, the local IPv6 address, the IPv4 address that I've set, the subnet, and the default gateway. So it's got all the different information, but the one we're looking at, we're interested in, is this physical address. So a MAC address is essentially a permanent hardware identifier. It doesn't change. Now, if you're a fun little hacker, you can go into Kali Linux and you can actually change a MAC address. But generally speaking, MAC addresses don't change. They are a physical address for a piece of hardware, and that's how it remains. So we can go into each of these PCs and we can get the same information. This is our physical address. This is what the MAC address of this device is. Now we can also have a look at this within the switch. So we can open up, we'll open up switch 0. I want to come to the CLI. I want to type enable. And then I want to do show. Oops. Done it. I was already in enable. Okay. I'm just going to go to switch 1 because I can't bother to reset that. Enter. It's already in that. So show MAC address table. And here we have our MAC address table with just showing our VLAN information within this switch. So that is all we have for this switch. That's our switch's address. So we can actually also, I realized I probably should also show you how to get out of this mode. So if you say do enable and you actually got into that translating thing, what you can do is Control-Shift-6, which will stop that little message there, and then, but it also ends itself. But we can come into this one as well, and we can do show MAC address table, and we get the same information here, but except for this switch's VLAN. So we can be able to have a look between these two, and we can see the MAC address information of the switches, as well as then within the two PCs. What we can also do is we can actually clear this MAC address as well. So what we can do is we can do clear MAC address table dynamic, and then I'm going to do 2 up arrows, and now we have the information is gone again. But if I come into PC 0 and I do ping 192.168.10.11, okay, and I come back in here again, it's back and filled in. And it's also the exact same address again because this address doesn't change. So that's how you can have a look at the different addresses within a switch as well as within a PC. I hope this video helps in understanding how MAC addresses work. It's always important to remember that you actually have to have the network be populated. So as you saw in this switch, it didn't fill in again until after I had done a ping. So once there's a communication sent over a device, it fills in the MAC address table. It also fills in the ARP table and other information like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any requests, please leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.